Health insurance in Panama is not one size fits all. Your best option depends on your stay, your age, your health history, and how care is actually paid.
This Panama Healthcare series shows you how to plan for care, from insurance and emergencies to hospitals, pharmacies, and chronic conditions.
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, let's just get right into it today because we're taking a highly practical look at the Panama Health Insurance Guide for 2026. Here's the reality. Panamanian healthcare feels incredibly simple, affordable, and accessible right up until the exact moment you actually need it. And with so many more people heading down to Panama in 2026, whether that's for a quick vacation, a remote work stint, or full-time retirement, understanding this medical landscape, it's just no longer optional. So we're going to break down exactly how to match your specific length of stay and your personal risk profile to the right coverage. That way you're fully prepared before you ever even step foot on a plane.
Right off the bat, I want you to picture this scenario for a second. You are out enjoying the stunning, geographically isolated islands of Bocas del Toro. The water is crystal clear, the sun is shining, everything's perfect. But suddenly, a serious accident happens. So, what happens if you need an emergency medical evacuation from that remote beach to a major, top-tier trauma facility back in Panama City? Well, you aren't just calling an ambulance. You're looking at specialized boat transport, followed by a chartered medical flight. It is a completely sobering thought, and it really shatters the illusion that some standard basic health coverage plan from your home country is somehow going to be enough to handle every situation.
And this brings us to exactly why this matters so much right now. Yes, Panama has fantastic, highly respected private hospitals. And yes, it has far more accessible self-pay pricing than most North Americans or Europeans are used to. But, and this is an absolutely crucial distinction, affordable routine healthcare does not automatically mean low-risk emergency healthcare. Both the CDC and the UK Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office issue very clear, urgent warnings about this. In fact, the FCDO explicitly advises that travelers must have appropriate insurance and the actual liquid funds available for treatment or evacuation. Because a major medical flight, that could literally run into the tens of thousands of dollars out of pocket if you haven't planned ahead.
All right, Section 1, the 4 insurance paths, navigating your coverage options. So, how do we actually plan ahead? We're going to navigate through the 4 main insurance paths for Panama. The goal here is simple. We just need to seamlessly match your length of stay and your medical risk profile to the correct type of coverage so you aren't overpaying or, worse, underinsured.
There is a very clear distinction to make when we talk about short-term and flexible stays. First up, we have basic travel insurance. Think places like Alliance's one-trip plan. This is perfect for a 1 to 2 week vacation. It's strictly for sudden emergencies, accidents, lost luggage, emergency transport, the whole shebang for a quick trip. But it is absolutely not for routine care or getting a lingering cough checked out. Second, we have nomad insurance, like Safety Wing. Now, this is built specifically for remote workers staying for multiple months who might bounce around between Panama, Colombia, and Mexico. It gives you incredible cross-border flexibility. But keep in mind, nomad coverage still behaves a whole lot like travel medical insurance. It's largely emergency-focused and definitely isn't a substitute for full, routine resident healthcare, like preventative blood work or annual wellness checks.
Now, for people staying longer, the choices completely shift. If you're retiring or moving to Panama full-time, you're really choosing between these next 2 paths. First is local Panamanian insurance, like Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Panama. This is highly practical and cost-effective if you're staying purely in-country. It uses local private networks, but it does come with strict network limits, specific hospital tiers, and mandatory copays. On the other hand, you have international health policies, like the ones from Cigna or IMG. These offer incredibly robust, broader expat coverage. They're globally portable, meaning they move with you, and they grant access to the absolute top-tier private hospitals in Panama City. They're meant for serious, long-term planning, especially if you have a complex medical history, but naturally they come with a significantly higher monthly premium.
Moving on to Section 2, the underwriting reality, age limits, and pre-existing conditions. This is perhaps the most critical reality check for retirees and long-term expats looking to settle in Panama. Because once you move past basic travel insurance, this is where the fine print really truly matters.
Let's define medical underwriting. Sounds like a bunch of jargon, right? But it's basically the rigorous process where insurers evaluate your exact age and your comprehensive health history to figure out your eligibility, your specific exclusions, and any mandatory waiting periods. If you are between 45 and 75, you must meticulously verify these rules. Seriously. If you have a pre-existing condition, let's say heart disease,
asthma or diabetes, you have to know if the policy only covers an acute, sudden emergency related to that condition, or if it actually covers your ongoing, routine chronic management. Very often, basic plans only cover the sudden emergency. Also, you have to declare everything. If you fail to declare a lingering health issue and the insurer finds out during a claim, you aren't just risking a denied hospital bill, you risk total policy cancellation. You also need to watch out for waiting periods, where a policy might make you wait 1 or 2 full years before a declared chronic condition is covered at all.
Section 3, Billing, Deposits, and Reimbursement. Basically, what actually happens at the hospital. Now that we've thoroughly covered the policies themselves, let's talk about the financial logistics of actually getting care on the ground in Panama. Because, spoiler alert, having an expensive insurance card in your wallet absolutely does not mean you just walk into a private hospital for free.
Here is what actually happens, step by step, at a highly rated Panamanian private hospital, like Hospital Nacional or Clínica Hospital San Fernando. Step 1. You arrive and show your passport and your insurance policy. Step 2. The hospital will likely request a deposit or a financial guarantee of payment right there at the front desk. Why? Because direct billing between the hospital and your foreign insurer is not automatic. They might ask you to put a few $1,000s on a credit card simply to admit you. Step 3. From there, either your insurer eventually approves the direct billing after some back and forth, or you have to self-pay the entire bill upfront and request reimbursement later. A little pro tip for you here: you really don't want to be desperately scrolling through your phone's email searching for a policy number or claims portal login while you're actively bleeding. Save this information offline beforehand.
Section 4, Avoiding Common Insurance Myths, Expectation versus Reality. Let's transition into a rapid-fire myth-busting section, because there are some really dangerous assumptions that both expats and tourists routinely make when coming down to Panama.
Let's just energetically dismantle these one by one, okay? Myth 1, my credit card insurance is enough. Honestly, relying solely on basic credit card travel insurance for a long stay is like bringing a water wing to a whitewater rafting trip. It usually has strict trip length limits, often capping at just 30 days. Myth 2, nomad insurance equals comprehensive healthcare. It absolutely doesn't. Like we said, it's largely emergency focused and is definitely not going to cover a scheduled MRI for chronic back pain. Myth 3, local insurance automatically accepts older expats. Nope, false. Age, medical history, and strict underwriting all apply. In fact, many local Panamanian insurers have a hard cutoff and simply will not accept new applicants who are over the age of 60 or 65. And finally, myth 4, direct billing means zero upfront costs. As we just learned, hospitals may still ask for hefty deposits before the insurer ever confirms coverage.
Section 5. The ecosystem of care, fitting insurance into the bigger picture. Understanding this 4-path insurance matrix is incredibly important, but it's really just one piece of the puzzle. We need to fit your coverage into the broader Panamanian healthcare landscape to see the whole picture. To do that, I highly encourage you to tie this explainer into the broader series. You will definitely want to read Blog 1, The Lay of the Land, for a tactical, ground-level overview of how public versus private care actually operates in Panama. It's a dual system, and understanding that divide is absolutely crucial. And if your specific international insurance plan relies on accessing top-tier English-speaking facilities, you absolutely must check out Blog 5, The Elite Network, for the inside scoop on Panama City's world-class private hospitals.
Section 6, Your Panama Survival Checklist. Prepare before you go. We're going to land the plane today by giving you a highly practical, highly encouraging checklist to secure your safety and peace of mind before you travel. Here is your logical starting point. Just use this simple matrix to instantly identify your path. Going on a quick 1 to 2 week vacation? Get standard travel insurance. Doing multi-month remote work as a digital nomad? You're looking at nomad insurance. Planning for full-time retirement? You need to carefully compare local or international health plans based on your budget. And if you have a complex medical history? Robust international coverage with a careful, transparent underwriting review is undeniably your safest bet.
Once you pick your exact path, follow this survival checklist, because preparation is your ultimate safety net. First, save your claims portal login and international emergency phone numbers directly on your phone so they're available offline. Second, ask your insurer for written proof of coverage, ideally translated into Spanish. Third, verify which exact hospitals actually have direct billing relationships with your provider, like Centro Médico May Lewis in Chiriquí often publish these networks. Fourth, always carry a backup credit card specifically for those upfront hospital deposits we talked about. And critically, get written answers from your insurer regarding exactly how they handle your pre-existing conditions. Do not just rely on a casual, verbal summary from a salesperson over the phone. Get it in writing.
If you found this breakdown helpful and you want to ensure you're fully protected, your next mandatory step is to check out the full source material and read Blog 3, the Emergency Survival Guide. Because having the absolute perfect insurance policy in your pocket only works if you actually know where to go when disaster strikes.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. You've done all the hard work. You've navigated the matrix. You've bought the exact right insurance policy for your age and health. But if you're injured outside of Panama City, do you know exactly which hospital to tell the ambulance driver to go to? Finding out the answer to that question is your next mission. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay safe out there.
Join IGO Panama, the largest community for tourists and expats in Panama, and get free access to trusted resources, our private Facebook group, and our verified directory.
This 8-part Panama healthcare series helps expats plan for care, from insurance and emergencies to hospitals, pharmacies, chronic conditions, and what to avoid before you need care.
If you found this helpful, explore more on IGO Panama. Visit and join www.igopanama.com/join.